What are we getting into here? Episode 33?
Episode 33. Let's do it. This is a topic episode, and one that was recommended from a listener, but not just a listener, a loyal listener. Reoccurring, long-time listener who we respect deeply. So thank you, Maddie. She asked about recovery days. And this is very important because, one, recovery days depends. It depends on the person, too. Like, my recovery days are going to be way different than someone else's. Some people might have multiple recovery days. So we're going to keep it very broad. But she was specifically asking about, so recovery days in general. What are we supposed to be eating on recovery days? And then just a general question for everyone, if we should be having a cheat day on recovery day. All of that. So let's jump into it.
I like this one. She asked this a while ago, and it was my fault to bring it up in the last episode, or two ago. And but I love this question. I wondered it myself, and I actually never picked your brain about it. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's give your perspective first. Like, what do you have a rest day protocol? What do you do? Like, I want to know just from.
I don't have a rest day protocol. Are you talking about in terms of like when to take a rest day?
Yeah,
it usually turns into a weekend, and then like even she brought it up. There's a gray area on like what's considered a rest day. Like, I'll go for a walk on a Sunday, and that's all I'll do, and I'll consider that a rest day. Like, I really didn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in the diet around it. So let's start with like when we should be taking them, how often we should be taking them, and then get into the eating around it.
Yeah, this is where it's really tough.
Yeah, because it goes case by case, right?
Yeah. And now here's the other thing too, which I don't know if, to me, it's very common or something that like I just been doing for so long, but I schedule my workouts into my week, which means I also schedule my recovery days too.
Right.
So, answer me this first: do you think most people kind of just they have recovery days by choice or by scheduled in?
No.
Is it structured? Like,
no, I think most people, including myself, will just be like,
can't get to it today.
this can be my recovery day.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it'll be a Saturday and a busy Saturday, and you're like, I don't need to. I can just take this one off and like just hit the gym tomorrow.
So is it more like you're looking at your week, right?
That's how I am. At least.
You're looking at your week, and you're like, let's just say you have to get. I got four workouts in this week. Is it you just get them in whenever you can, and then the other days are the rest days?
Yeah.
So like whenever you can't get in, that's considered a rest day for you.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah. So mine will be basically like if I have a goal to work out 4 times this week or 5 times this week, I'll get to Saturday and be like, well, did I get it done or didn't I get it done? And if I got it done, I got a rest day. If I didn't, then I got to go to the gym on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
If not both.
All right. With that being said, I have to answer the first part of the question. I think what's good is to have 2 separate rest days. So have an active recovery day and then have a complete rest day. I personally am a fan of always doing active recovery. Active recovery meaning going for a long walk. And actually, Mad said that about shoot.
That was crazy.
By the way,
don't even say like just like a casual walk if you're gonna spit out that number.
No, we're calling her out.
Yeah, like this is exactly how she phrased it. You want me to say it?
Please.
Yeah, like so just like a rest day. Like, is it considered a rest day? Like you just casually go out like 6-mile walk, like. And then, like, is that considered a rest day?
What did I say when I listened to that?
I said, yeah, you also were like, wait, what? And I was like, bro, 6 miles? That's my full-on day.
Bro, 6 miles is a 2-hour walk.
I don't know what these moms are on these days, but they're special.
They're built different.
They're built different. That's what I meant. That's what I meant by special. I ain't doing no 6-mile walk.
I'm a big fan of active recovery days for 2 reasons. One, I don't think anyone, no matter how hard you work out, should just be sitting and sedentary all day. It's really like there's a quote by a doctor that sitting's the new smoking. Like even just breaking up bouts of sedentary time to sitting time is so important. Just not even if you are recovering, just in general, keeping your joints loose and all of that. But the reason I emphasize active recovery, and that's gonna be like going for a walk or a bike ride.
And that's also different for everyone, or no? Like,
Yes.
because when you say walk, how long the walk? That's
So
different.
I'll touch on that. I'll touch on that.
Okay. Sorry.
So no, just what I mean by active recovery is just doing what the opposite of what most people think, and that's just sitting there all day.
Right.
Just get moving. It's not an actual workout, but something very low intense that doesn't cause any extra strain. So it's not going to add to the fatigue that you're trying to recover. But what's going to happen is, and this is very well researched, is by just keeping your body moving at a very low intensity, allows for better blood flow. Blood flow is what is going to get rid of that inflammation, get rid of that soreness, get rid of the swelling that we want for recovery. It's going to get more oxygen to those muscles so that we can get it recovered, more nutrients. It's going to keep the joints loose, right? So, like, if you're sitting down all day, what's happening is your joints are, like, that's why if you sat down for a while or after a plane, your knees just feel like they are just, like, stuck.
Yeah.
It's because movement is, like, fluid. It's, like, essentially WD-40 for our joints.
That's so weird you were saying that. I was going to say oil it up.
Literally, it's just getting fluid into our joints. So I would say for active recovery, for recovery days in general, this doesn't mean going for an hour walk or anything. It just means use a standing desk or like just stay on your feet and active. So I have my recovery days are on Mondays. What I do is Mondays. I do an hour bike ride. Now again, that's where different levels, but I do a very low intense hour bike ride because it actually helps me recover. It flushes everything out, and then I'll just stay on my feet all day. So whether that's maybe getting a certain amount of steps, but just trying not to sit down and let that soreness just stick. Now for the intensity wise, that you just don't like.
That's once a week for you, every Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in general, like when I say active recovery, it's just like walking for most people, very low intense, standing, just anything that's not going to raise your heart rate up to that any of those heart rate zones a significant amount. That would be my biggest recommendation in terms of active recovery. I think especially on recovery days, just it'll actually recover you more than just sitting there.
All right, cool. So on those active recovery days, which you're taking once a week, I know it's different per person. How is your diet changing compared to what you're regularly doing?
So,
is it changing?
Yes. I'm gonna answer this for the general.
Yeah, please do.
Person, because for me, it's way different right now. So usually on people's rest days, it's gonna be on a weekend. And that is the day that they will have like an off meal or a cheat meal, whatever that is. Look, at the end of the day, when it comes to energy balance, so calorie balance, if you're trying to lose weight, you got to be in a deficit. If you're trying to gain weight, you're going to be in a surplus. It's not a day-to-day thing. It's a weekly thing. So think about it as not a day-to-day calorie surplus or deficit. Think about it as a weekly one. So if you want to throw your cheat day or your off day on your recovery day, obviously you're going to be burning way less. But again, it's that weekly calorie balance. However, what I will mention is if you're having a rest day, which means you are not very physically active, which means your body is not burning carbohydrates for fuel, it's burning fats, and you have a very big carbohydrate meal or carb-rich day, you might be putting yourself in some danger.
Love that. So that's what I was gonna ask. Are we focusing on food groups? We're limiting, not limiting carbs, but we're limiting a big portion of carbs.
So before my training, what I would do on my rest days, where I would significantly bring down my carbs, and I would just primarily have fats. And the reason for this is because both carbs and fats are energy sources, but carbs are fast acting for high intense activity. Fats are slow acting, but they're more efficient. So their fats would keep us alive and energized forever.
What are your favorite fat foods to go to?
Avocados, olive oil, avocado oil,
cool.
Nuts, seeds, and then any fats from animal fats.
Cool.
But the main reason, because carbs and fats are different, where if you eat too many carbs, what's happening is you absorb and digest the carbohydrates. They go into your blood. That spikes your blood sugar. A spike in blood sugar has two paths. It can either go to your muscle, get eaten up by your muscle because it's fuel for the muscle, or insulin will be released, and insulin will take it out of the blood and store it in your body. Sometimes it's stored as fat if it's excess. But the reason why it's so different is because say you're having a rest day and you're not very active, but you have a lot of carbs because you're having a cheat day, it's not going to go to the muscle. The muscle doesn't need it. It's not working. So it's going to force insulin to be released, and then we're going to be taking blood out of the sugar out of the blood via insulin. And if you're overdoing it with insulin, that's where we get into insulin sensitivity, prediabetes, diabetes. Look, I'm not saying that's going to happen in one day. But that's just kind of the thought process. So what I do is during my rest days, I will significantly decrease my carbohydrate intake, increase my fat intake, try to hit my maintenance calories, which is going to be a lot lower because you're not burning any from activity. So my maintenance calories would probably, like my basal metabolic rate is like 2,200 to 2,500-ish. So I probably have around there. Enough carbs where I'm not in like keto or anything, but not too many. And just focus on fats. Now, if you are very, very active, so for me right now, that recovery day is also an opportunity for me to basically carb load or store carbs, but that's because I am burning through them and all of them. So that's where it's like that it depends things. But again, going back to like the weekly calorie balance, like you're going to be all right. You'll be fine, but it is something to think about if you want to reduce the damage.
And you started by saying you would have like one feet up day, basically. Should you do one active rest, one not? I know you said you're a proponent.
So separating the rest days.
Yeah.
So if you have multiple rest days, like first off, I do recommend just always doing an active rest day. But one thing I've been looking into a lot recently is the importance of like when it comes to recovery, it's not just physical recovery. It's also mental recovery. And this is something I never thought about until recently, until I heard it on this podcast. It's from Dr. Mike Israel. He's a hilarious dude, but he's also very educated. He was saying that if you're just sitting there completely rested, but you're on the computer doing very mindful work and maybe a little stressed, that stress is the same stress as physical stress. So you're still going to be in a stressed environment. So if you truly want to completely rest and recover, you also have to you have to mentally relax. Now, for me, I combine this with my active rest. I'll go for a walk or I'll go on my hour-long bike ride, no headphones, and just mentally relax by just being in my own thoughts.
Like just chill.
But he emphasized the point, like, if on your rest day you have a very hard day at work that's going to cause you a lot of stress, you're not resting. Even though you're physically resting, your muscles are going to recover and everything, but you're not truly resting because that's going to impact your sleep, which is something we'll get into. It's going to impact your sleep. But that's also something I want people to think about too is, one, I think everyone should just active rest all the time. I'm doing probably in the 1% of physical activity daily, and I'm even saying that I can still be active rest on my rest days. So I would say, let's just say in general, always do active recovery. But then think about that mental side of it. Really think about recovering mentally and pick your day to do that too. So like if you know that for many people, Monday's a very stressful day getting back into work and that's not the day where they're going to be able to mentally recover, pick a different day. Or if you have a very stressful day at work, you actually might want to force yourself to do that workout so that on a non-stressful day at work, you can not work out and you can actually recover the mind too.
Yeah, I'm curious on what you think like normal split is on this. I know we talked about it before in the past, but like say you go to the gym or you get a HIIT workout or whatever, and you do that maybe 4 or 5 times a week, right? And then you're going for and say you're not running, right? And you're, because this is how I was a couple months ago, and I felt like I was actually in shape and doing good. I probably did 2 active rest days a week, if that counts as like walking 3 miles. Like I would
Totally.
on Sunday I would do
It's an
like
hour. That's perfect.
yeah, on Sunday I would do like a 3 mile run. I work out like Monday through Friday. Maybe miss a day, maybe not. And if I miss that day, I would just go for a walk. And there would be some days where I walked 3 times that week and like only lifted 4 times. And like those weeks I felt just as good. I felt fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know what you would think like a decent split is.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, this is why I'm such a big proponent of scheduling your workouts. Also, it's way easier to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on the intensity of the workouts. But in general, you want to give at least 24 hours in between a workout. If you're doing a heavy hit workout or a lift, I'll recommend taking the next day off. Or if you don't need to take the next day off, say you're very fit and active and you can do multiple days in a row, if you're doing a morning workout, try the next day being a morning workout, because then you're going to get the 24
Right.
hours. Where you can get into some trouble is if you do a morning workout, if you do an afternoon workout, and then the next morning you got to get up.
Yeah.
And that comes to planning too. So first off, if you can, if you're doing 4 days a week, that's perfect, because you're only going to have one day that's back to back.
Right.
But the way that you can do it is, even if it's not a rest day, you can just bring the intensity of the workout down. So if you're doing 4 workouts, 3 of them could be hit or hardcore and you're going strong. But the one that's back to back with one of those, just bring down the intensity a little bit and just do like half the intensity, or change the muscle group, or change the type of the workout. So for example, if you are doing, say you're doing a Sunday and Monday workout. Sunday you go hard. You're a weekend warrior. You go crazy, but you still gotta get a workout in Monday. Then just do like calisthenics, like body weight stuff. You're still getting a workout in,
Right.
getting the heart rate going, getting a sweat going, but it's not gonna. It may add to the fatigue a little bit, but not enough. And then you'll get a full rest day after that. But I would say just it's based off the intensity. If you went hard, and go by feel too. If you went really hard, and you feel it the next day, that's your opportunity to take a rest day. But I would also I would schedule it and know which days are going to be super intense.
The schedule's big.
Yeah.
The schedule is big, and I like the way you say like active rest too, because I've been thinking about this recently. Like, just the schedule, or like the essence of like a routine, or like a daily habit of doing something active, because I feel like, and I have in the past, where sometimes you fall off the wagon a little bit. Like, you take a day where you put the feet up and don't do anything, and then that turns into, sometimes it turns into back to, like, say you do that on a Saturday, and then you have stuff on Sunday to do, like, then it turns into Sunday, and then, like, you kind of have a bad kickoff to the week.
Mm-hmm.
Or you finish the week poorly. One sec, sorry.
No.
And you finish the week poorly. But the active rest days, at least you feel like some accomplishment. Like, on Sunday, if you get in that 3 mile walk, I was active yesterday. Like, it wasn't an intense workout.
Yes.
But I was active. So that's what I've been trying to do recently. Like, we've talked about me doing the 50-50-50. The 50 pull-ups, 50 push-ups. I changed it to 50 squats now.
I love that you did that.
But doing that every day, like, even if I had a light day training-wise, I was still active.
Yeah.
Like, I still did something active for... That takes me about 20 minutes. I said that before. Like, all in all, my heart rate will probably be up for, like, 30, because I'm stretching it out. I'm not rushing every night. But at least, like, on my rest days, I'm still active. Like, I feel like I accomplished something. That daily habit goes a long way.
So this is actually, that's such a good point, because this goes into just, like, I lost my train of thought because that lady was throwing stuff out.
I thought she knocked.
No, it was a trash can.
Yeah.
So, consistency.
Yeah.
This is a really
It's
good
big.
tip. Good tip for people if you want to be consistent, and also rest and recover. If you have a workout that day, but you're just not feeling it, or you don't have as much time as you thought, what you said is perfect, dude. Just still do something, because you're still checking the box off for a workout.
Yep.
Now, look, if you're not feeling it that day, or you don't have as much time as you want, okay, the intensity is going to be down. Perfect. Then you might not need a rest day or recovery day the next day. Then you can go hard the next day. But For me, what's worked the best for me being consistent is still getting in that workout, but just dialing it back, or if I'm feeling good, dialing it up. Just changing it based off how I feel that day. But I'm still checking off the box no matter what.
I think that's big. Checking off that box.
That's how you be consistent.
Yeah.
Because then
because it's easy to not be consistent. Very easy.
It's so easy, especially once you miss one. Yeah. Turns into two. That's why Atomic Habits, it says don't miss twice.
Yeah. It's because the rest days, the feet up rest days, I know you said you prefer active rest, but the feet up rest days where you don't do much, it's like a gray area of playing with fire. It's like the diet with the cheat days. It's like you need the rest days. Like, you don't need to cheat on the diet. You need the rest days, but like it's also that like just like little kiss of like, you don't have to work out. Like, you don't have to work out every day. Like, you can do this, and then one cheat meal turns into two. One rest day turns into two.
Kiss on the cheek.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I never heard of that.
I didn't think I said kiss on the cheek.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah, but so, dude, you know what's crazy about that? What is wild to say, but my hardest day of the week of working out is Monday. My hardest day of the week is Monday.
You just said Monday was your rest day.
Right. It's because
to do something, you mean?
Yes.
Just to do an active rest.
Because I get that. Ooh, I earned this rest day.
Yeah.
But so I have to rely on way more discipline on those days to get myself to do that hour bike or to stay on my feet than any other day, even no matter how hard.
Because you already have it mapped down. And
because like
it's
so easy being like, this is my rest day. I earned it. Let me just not do anything.
Yeah.
But dude, it's gonna benefit you so much more by doing anything active. Did you have any other points? Because I have two more.
No, that was good. That was good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Another point. So the mental side of it is absolutely crucial. I do want to touch on saunas and cold plunges, just because it's part of recovery.
Yeah.
So,
you mind if I sit up here? You don't do it, do you?
No, go for it. I was sitting up the first episode.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and you can still see you in camera. So I think both are great, but in terms of, we're talking about active recovery, and think about this for the sauna, right? If you're going for a walk, and say it's a hot walk, you're still beating a little...
Hot boy walk?
Hot boy walk.
Hot boy walk?
You're beating a little sweat, right? Heart rate's probably what, zone 1? Very low?
Yeah, it's low zone 1.
If you hit a hill?
If I hit a hill, and Lauren, when we go for walks, like, makes me avoid the hills, but it depends if the sun's out too. Like, if it's a nice day, like, I'm not getting anywhere.
So, dude, that's exactly what the sauna is doing. The sauna, when you get in the sauna for 20-ish to 30 minutes, actually no more than 20, please, you are getting your heart rate around that zone 1, zone 2. So the sauna, even though you're not standing or anything, it is considered active recovery for your body, because you're getting that sweat in. You're getting a very low intense. You're getting a very low intense bout of a moderate low heart rate. So that's a great way to recover as well. If you really wanna just optimize the sauna and recovery, stretch in the sauna. Oh, dude. It's the best.
Yeah, it is. It's like stretching in a hot shower.
Yeah, yeah. I just won't do it unless there's no one in there. I just don't want to be that guy.
In the shower or the sauna?
Well, there's not going to be no one in the shower.
Hey, now, I don't know.
We were just talking about the gyms last episode.
What kind of games you're playing in the shower?
And then cold plunge. So cold exposure, I wish I had better access to one, because I would do it every single day.
The cold plunge would?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in cold exposure in general. So cold showers... For most showers, it's only going to get down to 70-ish degrees. A typical cold plunge, you're getting anywhere from like 50, 55 and lower. If I had the ability to do so, I would do some sort of cold exposure every single day for recovery.
Interesting.
But this is a little different. It's more, it's very interesting. It's more neurological recovery, because, you know, when you get in any cold and you have that like hyperactive state for a second, and then your body calms down.
Yeah, you kind of go into like a shock.
Yeah, that's all your nervous system. So it's pretty cool. So I did want to mention those two for recovery as well.
Love the sauna. hate the cold plunge, but love the cold
Hate
plunge.
everyone hates the cold. No one likes the cold
love
plunge.
the cold plunge at the same time. It's like the best.
After.
Yeah.
After it's
And you
one
say after. It could be like 60 seconds after.
Yeah, so this is actually a good point to make on the because everyone asks like the ideal time. Everyone has a different time, especially if you are like acclimated to the cold.
Acclimated.
Good word, right?
Word of the day, I'd say.
You know the only reason I said that is because Garmin has a stat for heat acclimation.
Acclimation is even better.
So it's just on top of my mind. So I gotta give credit to Garmin.
Top of mind.
Yeah. But no, for cold exposure in general, the timing is just once you can regulate your breath rate and then your heart rate again, while you're in the cold. So you get in the cold plunge or whatever in the ocean or whatever. You have that hyperactive state. Once you can calm down while in there, that's when you can get out. Because, I mean, the longer you stay, then you're going to get more of the muscle recovery.
Right.
But in terms of the nervous system recovery and that adaptation that you want to get, it's just forcing your body to be able to calm down in that cold exposure moment. Then once you kind of like, it's not going to be comfortable. Once you get more comfortable than you were, that's when you're going to get out.
I love that. Like I said, I love the sauna. I hate sauna. Hate cold plunges, but love the after.
Yeah. And then
I wish, like you said though, I wish there was like it was an easy access.
I know, dude. I want one so bad. Nick actually mentioned that.
You can get like one of those tubs.
Yeah, but you gotta fill it unless you're buying the electric ones.
Ice.
You gotta fill it with ice. I just know that I would not keep up with that.
Yeah.
So when I do, I will buy like the electric ones that stay cold.
Yeah.
And I will absolutely buy one right away. Fun fact, real quick on saunas. Did you know in Finland the sauna's like a shower to them? Like every house has a sauna. Isn't that wild?
Yes, but what was the correlation? That's wild. What was the correlation to showers? Like they don't use that as their shower.
No, it's like showers in terms of like how common it is.
Oh, how common it is. I thought you meant like they went there to go clean themselves.
No, opposite.
Yeah, well.
No, I meant like in a house, every house has a shower.
Yeah, I get. Now I'm there. Now I'm with you.
Yeah, I guess I might have been a bad.
No, I don't think it was bad. I just wanted to see where the correlation was.
That's upsetting because we usually clip very well.
Yeah. Well, hey, long day.
Long day. It's hot in here.
It's hot as...
We're in a sauna.
Yeah.
And then one more thing for recovery. I'm talking to myself too, but I'm also talking to camera. I'm talking to you.
Don't
everyone.
Point.
I'm pointing. We are all guilty. Mobility. Mobility. Flexibility.
Yeah.
Stretching. Please.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Mm-hmm. I am so guilty of this that I had to force myself to, you know me, I started I'm calling my daily flow, where literally
you said that to me the other day. You were like, I'm doing my daily flow. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
You said, why is it called that? I was like, ChatGPT called it that, so I just kept it. No, but I was so... It's just like we were saying recovery, where those are the hardest days because you kind of earn them, but I had to really take a step back because I used to have my mobility workouts scheduled in.
Oh, right.
And I would easily skip them. Easily. So what I now do is every single day, I at least have to do 10 minutes. And it's a rotation of hitting every muscle group. So lower legs, thighs, hamstrings.
Give us some. Slant board? Like, what do you
want me to give you the rotation real quick? So I go, I'll tell you the full rotation. So anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds. If it's a single one, you got to do each side. I'll do a toe sit. So that's for my plantar fascia. So I literally sit on the balls of my feet. You can look any of these up. It'll come up. I do a toe sit. Stretch my plantar fascia. Then I do a heel sit. That's going to stretch my anterior tibialis, so the shin splint muscle. That's also going to stretch the quads. And then I do a groin one. So anything from what's called my adductors, which is also called your gracilis. The adductors are what brings your leg into each other. So your groin, essentially. So I'll do either the frog stretch, or I'll do a version of the frog stretch where I put like my foot laterally on the couch and then just let that thing stretch. It's hard to explain, but look up the frog stretch. So that hits the inside. Then I hit the outside with a pigeon pose, You can do it on the floor. You can do it seated. You can do it on the couch. You can do an incline on the bench too. I'll do a pigeon pose to get the outside of it and also get your glute a little bit. And then what I'll do is
A little bit.
I'll do the couch stretch, which I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but it's also like you can do it on a wall too. But it's where you're kind of like in a lunge with your back foot on the couch, like a Bulgarian split squat, but your back leg is on the couch. Like literally your shin is on the couch.
Got it.
And then you're in a lunge position, and then you're just stretching out the groin and the quad as well.
Okay.
So that'll get my groin again, that'll get my quad again. And then what I'll do is I have the little slant boards, and I'll do a Jefferson curl. So that gets your quads and your hamstrings. All that is basically like an RDL, but you're just reaching down and stretching, and then the slant gets it real good, and then it gets your calves as well. And then I'll do some other upper body stuff, but just because of swimming. Literally, I think that should have been like 6 exercises there. 60 seconds at least, but most of the time, once I get into it, I'll end up doing like 20 minutes of it. But I just had to promise myself 10 minutes a day.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
Mobility. There is a difference between flexibility and mobility. This is actually a question we got a while ago that I still have on our topic sheet. Difference is the way I think of it. So mobility is just literally your ability to be mobile, just like through your joints and range of motion. Flexibility is more muscular and just like stretching the muscle as much as you can. But the way I think about it in my head is more of like active versus dynamic versus static stretching. Static stretching I see as flexibility when you're just staying in one spot, you're holding it for a while. There's like your classic like toe reach or like any of those. I personally love doing dynamic stretching or mobility more, where it's more, again, especially on a recovery day, it's more active. So doing like dynamic in terms of like if you're doing like a lunge, right? You're doing a deep lunge stretch, which is very similar to a couch stretch. You're moving up and back. So you're stretching, but then you're coming back, letting it rest a little bit, stretching again, just giving it instead of the 30 to 60 seconds all at once. That makes sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I said it before, hand up. I'm guilty. I don't.
Everyone is, dude.
Mobility, stretching, flexibility, whatever you want to call it, even though they're 3 different things, I do none of them.
Every single athlete that I help, marathons, track, whatever it is, they come, hey, my calves is bothering me lately. What do I do? How many times you stretch this week? None.
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
There you go.
But it's not obviously a set all fix. However, it has completely changed me. You know what's funny too? What are you looking at?
I don't know. I gotta.
You know what's funny too? I don't know how true this is, but apparently David Goggins does 2 hours of stretching a day. That's a little overkill in my
That's
opinion.
a lot.
That's a lot of stretching. I just also don't want to do that for 2 hours. But here's what I will say.
It's a lot of time.
Just me doing 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes, being consistent with it. Dude, I feel so good.
Good.
Bro, so I'll give you guys a perfect example. After the Seattle 10 miler, in one of the transitions from the beach back onto the promenade, dude, my calf went. And I felt it. And I thought in the moment, it might have just been cramping. It went. And that day I was limping right away. The next day I was limping bad. I have 2 points on this. Number one, I'm great now because I really focused. I was stretching it like nonstop. But second thing, you know when it completely went away? After my long bike ride on the weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Shook it out?
Shook it out.
Interesting.
Because, biking is non-weight bearing, so it's just all muscular.
You were off your feet for a lot of the day?
No. Well, yeah. So, because it was a long bike ride, yeah. But then also, it was low intense. So, like, it wasn't adding strain, but it kept it moving.
Right.
And I think it just flushed it out. So that was just a second emphasis on active recovery. I highly walking's great. Now that I'm biking now, recommend biking for active recovery.
I remember you saying you like
because also biking is also such a great way to get into like a zone 2 consistently, because zone 2 is weird for many people where it's like it's not a walk because that's too low intense. But once you start running, you go right into zone 3. A lot of people are in this middle point.
Yeah. It's hard to sit in zone 2.
If you want to do a walk, you have to do like a weighted vest walk or like hills or something.
Even then, it's tough to get into.
Biking. Yeah. Dude, biking is so good.
Love it.
Let me just make sure what else? You got anything else on recovery? I just want to make sure we covered everything for everything for Maddie.
No, I think we got it all. I'm guilty of the non-stretching, of the. I was very interested in the eating around it, dialing back, raising the fats, dialing back the carbs.
Yeah.
Because I really just keep my diet the same. But that goes more towards the overall week that you talked about, not counting calories, but having an idea of where you're at for the week.
But the same is good real quick, because it's only good for you because you don't have like ebbs and flows and highs and lows. Like, you're just consistent.
I'm just eating.
You don't have like massive cheat meals, right?
No,
you're just consistent.
Yeah.
So for people who are consistent, just keep the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to add one more thing. Did you finish that point?
Yeah.
Or you kept going? Supplements real quick for recovery. I think this will help.
I don't think I use anything.
Micronutrients in general, so vitamins and minerals, just a multivitamin. Just keep consistent with that. That's so important for recovery. But the big one I want to mention is magnesium. Magnesium is for physical and mental relaxation. It's so important. I know we touched on it
for sleep, right?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even touch on sleep. I'll touch on it very briefly.
It's a big 3.
Yeah, pound for pound, the best thing you can do to recover is sleep.
But I've told you that before. As
magnesium was the only thing.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
That was it.
I told you that before. So we always talk about, personally and on the podcast, about how big sleep is and how it makes such a difference. And once you really think about it, you notice stuff. Like, I've told you all the time. Like, I'll go to bed and I'll be like, bro, my shoulder, like whatever it was, my shoulder, my calf, sore. Like my sore. Yeah. Wake, like, got a good night's sleep, gone. Good.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
Good. Just, like, everyone has that feeling. Like, you go to bed where one thing's wrong. You have a headache. You have something. Like, something's wrong. You go to bed, you wake up, gone.
Can I get nerdy real quick on that?
Yeah.
So that we can focus the sleep on this part of it, because I don't know if I've ever talked about this, so let me know. The reason that it happens is because when we sleep, our body completely paralyzes, and we are just dead weight. But the reason that we do that is because our muscles, all the things that are required during the day when we're physical and we're standing and moving our body.
They may be tense?
Everything shuts down because it can. It can't shut down during the day. So what also shuts down is it's our opportunity for our intestines and our organs to shut down as well. Not shut down, obviously. We'd be dead. But we're not digesting food, right? So our gut can relax, right? Our heart, that's where our resting heart rate comes into play. The point where we are completely at rest, our resting heart rate, is during sleep. So then our heart is literally working less hard while we sleep. But all that happens because then it can focus on the most important task at hand. Recovery. And that's what the body does. What's so fascinating about the human body is what it does is just it prioritizes the most important task at hand. When you're going for a run, it prioritizes those muscles and getting oxygen to them. So that's why it's a
machine.
That's why it shuts down the organs. So it's like, hey, we're not digesting food right now. Then people throw food in there, like me. I just completely ruin my body. Not ruin, but it shuts down the things that it doesn't need to use at that moment, and then focuses on what it does. So during sleep, it doesn't need to focus on the physical stuff. And now it can just focus on reducing your inflammation, right? Getting nutrients to the muscle because all the blood flow. Mindset-wise, mentally,
huge.
That's what the REM phase of sleep is for. If you want to remember something from, like, again, this is a perfect example in college. If you study, but then didn't sleep, which means you didn't get all the phases of sleep, REM is the phase of sleep that literally pushes all of your memory, your experiences from that day into your memory. So if you're not getting sleep, you're not getting any of the cognitive benefits that we want to get to. We just talked about the importance of the mental relaxation. So it's our one opportunity.
Huge.
And the one thing that we do every single day that isn't just in recovery, but it's everything.
So huge. And the more you pay attention to it, like I was saying earlier, like you'll see the benefits from it. Just because I've been tracking on these devices, and if you track and you're like you prioritize sleep, you notice the benefits. You definitely do.
And here's what I also want to say for the biggest excuse for sleep is time. You will realize that if you sacrifice some time, say 2 hours for more sleep, say you take 6 hours and you sacrifice 2 hours for 8 hours, you will be so much more productive.
No doubt. There's no doubt.
That it will make up way more than the 2 hours that you're sacrificing. Way more. And then also you'll be a better person because you'll be in a better mood. You'll be physically more recovered. Like, dude, that was the biggest realization for me, where I was in the dog it out mentality. Mm-hmm. Dude, during grad school, I was sleeping 4 or 5 hours of sleep, hours a night. When I realized that I can get the same amount of work done in and more, and also just feel so much better and not just drag throughout the day, when I sacrificed a couple hours, dude, it was game changer. Last thing on sleep, real quick, and did you have a question?
No.
Naps. But
we've kind of hit on them before.
More than 30 minutes.
Yeah, we've hit on these before.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Because you start to enter, but it's good to repeat. You start to enter, your body starts to think you're sleeping, and then you get off of it.
Yeah, a nap, you don't want to enter a deep phase of sleep, because that's when, if you ever had a nap where you wake up more tired, that's because you were in a deep phase of sleep.
You told your body it was time for bed.
Right, your body's thinking at that point, that far in, it's now thinking that this is its time to completely paralyze. So when you interrupt that phase of sleep, then that's when it's gonna be like, oh, well, now you're more tired. Tricks. So recommend a 30-minute nap. I'm not a napper, just because I know if I try to take a 30-minute nap, I'm gonna stay up the entire 30 minutes. Like, not that.
You're just not.
I don't know how. Yeah. I couldn't set an alarm to time it up right. I don't know.
Yeah.
So napping is great, 30 minutes or less. And then something called NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. I'm not gonna go into it, but it's from Huberman. Go look it up. It's a really good way to physically and mentally relax on recovery days too.
Love it. Well done.
That was
great.
Awesome.
That was intellectual.
Mads, I hope you got something out of that.
Checked all the boxes.
Appreciate everyone tuning in for episode 33.
Sponsored by Mano Wellness.
Sponsored by ManoWellness.co. Corporate wellness, online coaching, great community, great podcast.
That's it.
Great podcast host.
Guys, I'm sorry. I was a little, let's just call it what it is. I was a little uncomfortable this episode. I was going up. I was going back. I have had to pee the entire time.
Bro, you just peed before the...
Yeah, I'm off today. I've drank too many seltzers today. It's going through me.
It was a special cocktail I made you.
It was that as well.
Coconut water, electrolytes.
I was going back. I was sitting up. I was trying to find the comfort zone. I didn't have it today.
Hey.
Hand up.
And now you're thinking too much.
Hand up. I didn't have it today. No, they're going to see it. They're going to be like, this dude's sweating bullets. He's uncomfortable.
You made some really good pointers.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, I just sling it.
You're just that good at it.
I just sling
You're just that good.
Let's have a week.
Everyone. Yeah, close them out one more time because I interrupted.
Let's go. Have a week.
Peace.